Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another Empties video. I think I'm on like Empties number 8, something ridiculous, and I definitely need to film this video because I have like Empties in my bathroom that won't fit in my Empties bag. Like this is overflowing, so it definitely needs to go in the bin. If I were you, I'd go get yourself a cup of tea because it is going to be a bit of a long one. Things that I've spoken about lots before, I'll try and race through. But yeah, get yourself company, pop me on when you're making dinner or something, and yeah, let me get to it. So the first thing I've got on my lap is a Micellar cleansing water. This is by Garnier. Bioderma, which I know is in here, is my favourite, but this one's cheaper and easier to get hold of, and I don't mind it. Like out of like the drugstore ones, like out of like the simple one and stuff, this is the one I prefer. In fact, it's what I'm using right now. But yeah, it's really cheap and really easy to get hold of, and particularly when I'm in the habit of using like a proper cleanser on my face, it's not so important that I have my favourite one. But yeah, so if you're looking for like a cheap one that's easy to get hold of, I just put my tea on my bed, I'd recommend this one. Ooh. Next up I have a massive tub container of Kingsley Elasticiser. This is in the Elderflower and Rhubarb scent. I believe this is one you can only get on QVC. I love this stuff, and when I get into the habit of using it, it's really good. The only sort of issue with Kingsley Elasticiser is if you buy a big tub like this, it's actually really good value for money because this lasts an age. This lasts me and my mum about a year that we go through one of these. If we're both like on it, it takes more. But yeah, roughly about a year that we have one of these knocking around. But yeah, so that's a long time. So even though these are like 50-60 quid, it's lasting a year and it's giving you nice hair, that's fair enough. But obviously if you want to try it out, like the little small pots, they're a bit of a pain in the ass. So obviously if you can like sort of maybe get like a, I don't know, a subscription box, sometimes they come in like those, like samples and stuff. Because obviously I know if you want to make that investment, you want to try it out. Anyway, I recommend it, I really like it. If you put like a towel over your pillow, you can sort of like sleep in this and then wash it out in the morning. It'll leave your hair really soft. But yeah, it's just like a really good treatment for your hair. Fun fact, it was made for Audrey Hepburn. That's why that one was made. Philip Kingsley, the person, made it he made it for Audrey Hepburn because she asked about it. And she was like, I want a product like a pre-shampoo treatment, and it's still here today. So if it's good enough for Audrey, it is good enough for me. Got a couple sprays here. This one here is a Texturising hairspray by Schwarzkopf Got To Be. This is their Made for Mess line. Now this smells kind of like citrusy, which is nice, but also it kind of reminds me a little bit of like cleaner. I really love citrus scents, but obviously because everything sort of like smells like lemons and stuff, it always just reminds me of cleaner. But anyway, this is really nice to use, really easy to use, and not that expensive. It's not the best texturising spray that I've ever used, but I used it up, so I must have liked it. I've then got two Batiste dry shampoos. They're both there. They are both Heavenly Volume. They must have changed their packaging at some point. But yeah, they're both the Heavenly Volume one. I really like volume in my hair. I really like Batiste as like a standard dry shampoo. But you know, I've got brown hair, so if I'm sort of like spraying it in my fringe, I have to go like quite lightly. But with like the volume one, like I'll spray it like in my roots and rub it in. It's a pretty good comprehensive one. It is more on the powdery side than the wet side, so depending on what type of formula you like, that's what this is. But yeah, Batiste, easy to get hold of and usually on offer. So you'll see a theme in the stuff that I use up is like the stuff that I go through the most. And it's usually stuff that you can get on offer. Anyway, speaking of, I have Bioderma. As I said, this is my favourite cleansing water. I've gone through a whole bottle of it. It's my favourite. I typically get this on Essential.com when they're doing offers on French Pharmacy, so it makes it a little bit cheaper and you tend to get like those 2-packs and stuff. But yeah, I would 100% recommend this if you like an easy breezy cleaner for your face. Cleanser for your face. Love this one. I've got a mini of Garnier here. I've also got two mini Batistes. This is in the tropical scent. I never bought them before because I just thought they would run out really quickly, but actually whilst I was away, like I needed something quick and easy, and this is what was available to me, and actually they last a surprising amount of time, so I definitely always think about getting one for my bag, particularly if you have like a big one at home and this isn't the only one that you're using. If you're sort of using this sort of as on the go, you know, it's good. Anyway, yeah, and I also don't mind the tropical scent. I thought I wouldn't like it, but it's alright. Sticking with hair, I've got, oh my god, this is gooey. This is a Tresemme Perfectly Undone Weightless shampoo. I know I have spoken about this range before and I really do like it. It's from their expert selection. I really do need to buy some like real shampoo, for want of a better word. But sort of if you want something that's not too expensive, I really do recommend that line, particularly if you sort of like beachy hair. It just sort of like cleans your hair and leaves it really nice and ready to style. So yeah, I would recommend that one. I also have here from Alpha H one of their liquid golds. This is sort of like one of their sort of half size ones. Really do like getting into the habit of using this. This is like similar to the Pixie Glow Tonic, but just amped up, if you've ever tried that. So it may not be the best for like sensitive skin, but it's basically like a exfoliating toner. And yeah, it's really good. I would really recommend it, particularly when you get, this is one of those products actually similar to the Elasticiser. When you get into the habit of using it, you really do notice the difference. Maybe the first couple of times you sort of use it and you go, oh well, that really didn't do that much, but actually it does if you get into the habit of using it. At the moment I'm using the Ordinary's, I think it is a glycolic acid toner, which I am really liking, and obviously is a fraction of the price, but this one is really nice, and this one, as I said, is more sort of amped up than a toner. I've got a hair care favourite. This is the Ouai Wave Spray. I really like this stuff on both wet, damp and dry hair. That's three things, that's not a both. Anyway, but yeah, this is a really, really good product. So I think about 20 quid for this size bottle. And towards the end of its life, I was like using it so much, sort of to just give those PC beachy waves, which I really like, although I've just got my hair straight today. But yeah, it's really nice to sort of work in your hair, particularly if you like plait your hair and then sort of like leave the waves in it. If you then put this in it, even when it's dry, it just looks really nice. I have a Bumble and Bumble the surf oil thing that I'm getting through. Once I've got through that, I'm going to be repurchasing this one. So, and I really like Bumble and Bumble hair care, but yeah, this trumps it for me. I have no idea how this happened. I forgot about this until now. This was like sat in my windowsill, which is maybe not the best place to keep your skincare, but because it's like an opaque container, I thought it'd be alright, but the sun like broke it. This is the La-Roche Posay Effaclar oily foam cleanser. This is like a nice comprehensive cleanser, but it's not one that I would use all the time. It's not particularly nourishing on the skin, but it doesn't dry your skin out either. So if you like foam cleansers, this is a nice one. I also use this, I believe, in conjunction with my Foreo, and it worked quite nicely as well. So if you use Foreos, I know you're not supposed to use clay cleansers with that, but yeah, this one's a good one. So I'd recommend that. Oh my god, it's so gooey. Oh, I've got a makeup favourite here. This is by Nars. This is the Olympia. Is it the Olympia? Yes, it is the Olympia Duo. Oh, it's got like powder. There we go, like go back in there. Contour Duo. I do have a little bit left, but realistically, it's starting to crack around the contour shade. So I know sort of it's done. I know, like, do you feel like that's a bit of a waste? It's got like literally here. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's literally crumbling everywhere. So although there has a little bit left, I don't have any left. Anyway, this, as you can see, I used up a powder product, which is some feat. I did really, really enjoy this product, particularly when I also had the sort of under eye matte brightener highlighter colour. What I would say is I would prefer these to be equal sizes, because I ran out of this way before I ran out of this shade, so then I sort of felt like the packaging was a bit too big, so I would prefer them to be the same size. That's my only sort of gripe with it, but the powders are really nice and they blend really well and they're not too cakey, they don't bunch up or do anything weird, so I would recommend this. I don't know if I'd necessarily buy it again because they're about 30 quid, and I really do like the Kevin Aquan sculpting powder for sort of a contour, and obviously I can use whatever highlighter I want. But yeah, but I would recommend this. It was a really nice product when I was using it. I have a mini shower gel mousse. Don't know why I kept this. I typically don't keep samples unless I have something to say about this. This was nice. I'm not going to buy it, but I didn't mind using it. Sorry, Rituals. What is this called? The Rituals Organic Rice Milk and Cherry Blossom. Oh, this did actually smell really nice, but you know, whatever. Oh no. I have some sad news. So I ran out of my Holika Sweet Cover Pore BB Cream in number 1 Soft Beige. I have a sneaking suspicion that this has been discontinued, because I went to like repurchase this on eBay. This is the second tube of this I've gone through. I love this base, but I just could not find it, particularly in the number 1 shade, which is what I am. And they only have 2 shades. The shade range is crap, but for whatever reason the shade actually works really well for me. And it's usually like £4 on eBay, and I can't find it anywhere. So maybe I was just like looked at a bad time. I might actually literally after this video go and look for it. If not, I'm going to try another BB cream by Holika because I loved this. Oh my god, this is probably one of my favourite bases of all time. Like, I've gone through 2 tubes, would happily use this to the end of time. It's cheap and it works so well. I really hope this isn't discontinued, because if it is, I'm gonna be sad. Got another makeup favourite here. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I've gone through a bunch of these. These are my favourite eyeliners. I love them. I don't want to use any other eyeliner ever, because this is just the best one. This is the best one. I really mean it, this is the best one. I know I have spoken and sung this eyeliner's praises a million and one times, but I use it every goddamn day. This is literally, like, I use it, I would say I wear eyeliner like 5 out of 7 days a week, and these last me 6 months. Like, I go through 2 a year. So yeah, they're like $20. I think they like work out £16 on Debenhams. But if I'm wearing eyeliner like 5/7 out of the year, oh my god, they're just amazing. I don't know how much more I can say than what I've already said on this channel. I bloody love it. Oh, I've got another Bioderma. It's probably from a 2-pack that I got. This is, I don't know how. I feel like everything's empty and then everything gets gooey. But yeah, another Bioderma. I have here a Molten Brown body wash. This was in the scent Pink Pepper Pod. Don't buy this. It wasn't a bad body wash. It was fine. It smelled nice. The scent lingered and everything. But these are like 18 quid. And they are nothing special, you know. Yeah, it was alright, but because I knew of the price tag and every time I used it and it wasn't like that extra bit luxurious or that extra anything, it just made me angry every time I used it. It didn't like lather that nicely. It was just standard. Maybe other Molten Brown products are nice, but the shower gels, the body washes, I just wouldn't bother with them, to be perfectly honest. Oh, that's a bit mean. Oh well, it's the truth. I've got another dry shampoo. This is from Tony & Guy. This is the Sky High Volume. Really, truth be told, I cannot remember at all what this was like. So it probably wasn't bad, but it also probably wasn't the best either, because nothing, literally I'm looking at this bottle and I can't remember what it was like. So maybe it was good, probably not. Like, it probably wasn't terrible because I can't remember it being terrible. Oh wow, whatever, apparently I finished that up, who knew? If you watch my favourites video, I talk about saying I used to have a leopard print wet brush and I have no idea where it went. It got buried in my empties. I'm shook. Well, this I'm not throwing away. Wow. Wow. Anyway, moving on, I've got a box from Pore. This is the Ultra Deep Cleansing Pore Strips. These are the white ones. I believe they do black ones as well. I really like these. They're really like satisfying, but I know they're not great for your skin. I mean, I would recommend using like an exfoliating mask and just like cleaning your face properly rather than waiting till it gets gross. But also, blackheads are dicks. So I think these are like fun to use with your friends, and like if you're doing like a proper pamper session, these are cool. But I wouldn't recommend using them all the time, but I still buy them and use them, so who am I? Who am I? I've got a mask here. This is from Bleach London. This is their reincarnation mask. I really like this. I think it's about £6 a tube. The tube is like really cool, like it's like metal and stuff, but it's like a devil to get everything out unless you have like a tube ringer. But yeah, this is actually a really nice mask and it's about £6 I think, so it's really not that expensive. I think it makes your hair really soft, because obviously Bleach London are sort of a colour brand, so I think their mask is actually really nice. So I would recommend it, although the packaging's a pain. I have a deodorant here. This is the Michelin Ultimate Gel in Powder Fresh. I really like using this, particularly if I'm wearing all black, which is often. Although I will say, like, I've got, you know, a couple of these, like I've gone through quite a few of these and this is what I've been using, and recently my armpits have been getting itchy. Not like all the time, but every now and again I'll get really itchy armpits, and that's not, you know, what I'm going for. So I don't know if I've like used this too much. I think after I've run out of the current deodorant I have, I'm going to try another one just in case it is to do with that. But worth noting, if you use like 6 in a row, then they may itch your armpit. But they're really good, particularly if you wear a lot of black like me. I've got another hair care product. This is from Living Proof. This is their Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1 styling treatment. I believe in the UK this is called Healthy Hair, because I picked this up in the States. about 18 months ago now. Oh god, was it that long ago? This is a styling cream. I love using styling cream in my hair, and this one was nice, but I actually really like a Bumble and Bumble one. I'm looking at it right now. It is like called like the Untamed, I can't see what it's called. It's black and green, the packaging, and it's like matte texture. I prefer that one. So as well as this one was nice, if I'm going to sort of spend that extra money, and I do typically on styling products spend that little bit extra because I know they last a long time, I went back to that one. I used that one before, then I used this one, and as nice as it was, I went back to that one. So this one's nice, and if you like the healthy hair line, because I know they do like a shampoo and stuff to go along with it, this would probably be a nice addition, but it's not my favourite, and like it wasn't bad, like it lasted like a good amount of time, but I just prefer the other one if I'm going to sort of spend, you know, about 20 quid on one. I have a foundation here. Now I fucking loved this foundation. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24 Hours. There is literally, oh remember I took like the pump out and everything. Yeah, there is nothing, although it looks like I haven't used it at all, I have used every single drop of this. I'm in the shade 010. This is like my going out foundation. It just, as I said, it's 24-hour wear. When I'm out in the club, I don't want to have to worry about my foundation, or if like, it's one of those things, I also really enjoyed mixing it with sort of like a highlighting primer. But yeah, this is really cool. I really enjoyed using this. I'm now done. I've got a bunch of foundations, so do you know what? I'm looking at it now. I bought the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, sort of like to like move on from this one. I wish I just repurchased this, to be honest, because I don't like the Urban Decay one. I don't like it. Whereas I do like this one. I would really recommend this one. As I said, I liked mixing it with stuff, and it was also really good with like Beauty Blender, applying it with one of those. Yeah, it's one of the more thicker foundations, but it's really nice, as I said. And I'm pretty sure there is SPF in it, but I never got any flashback or anything. So I'd recommend that one. I have here some Nip and Fab pads. These are the Glycolic Fix ones. So very similar to the Alpha H Liquid Gold, or sort of like the Pixie Glow Tonic. These are just sort of pre-soaked pads with sort of like a glycolic acid toner, which works really well for my skin. As I said, these are really nice because they're already like pre-soaked, so easy to use. And the pads themselves were like slightly, rough's the wrong word, but they had like a texture to them so that they would like really exfoliate. So they were really nice, and you can get them on offer all the time, so they're not that expensive either. I've got an eye makeup remover here. This is from Simple. This is their Kind Skin Dual Effect eye makeup remover. I wasn't crazy on this. This is one of those dual effect ones which you shake up. I didn't find this one massively effective. Like, it took your makeup off, but it wasn't any more effective than, say, using micellar water. And sort of I had this sort of for when I had like really heavy makeup, so I wanted to like remove it. It is fucking oily as shit all over my hands though. It was fine, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think there's better sort of eye makeup removers out there, but it did do the job though, so meh. Oh wow, this is a receipt stuck to this. What's this a receipt for? Light Relax Bath. Oh, I know what that was a receipt for. Anyway, so I have another eye makeup remover here. This is by Chlorane. This is the Floral Lotion eye makeup remover for sensitive eyes. Again, similar to the Simple one, like it did work, but it didn't necessarily work any better than sort of using a micellar water. I bought a separate eye makeup remover to sort of, for when I wore like extra eye makeup, but I don't think this did anything more different, and I don't have particularly sensitive eyes, so I suppose like that benefit was sort of lost on me. But it was like a nice product, smelled nice and everything, but I'm probably not going to repurchase it. Here I have a La-Roche Posay product. This is the Effaclar K, which is sort of, I really do like the Effaclar range by La-Roche Posay actually. I know I'm really on a sort of Glossier and The Ordinary hype at the moment, but the La-Roche Posay is actually a really good skincare brand, particularly if you sort of have problem skin. They sort of have like different sections for stuff. The Effaclar one is the one that like appeals to me for sort of more spot prone skin. But yeah, this is like a thicker cream than the Effaclar Duo Plus. This was actually also really nice under makeup, so if you sort of wanted to like treat your skin and then like layer it with makeup, this is actually like almost priming. So I would recommend this one. This was really nice. Again, it's got that metal packaging, but this one, for whatever reason, the product came out better. But yeah, I really like that. In fact, I really like that in conjunction with the Parsley Seed Antioxidant Serum by Aesop. I used to fucking love this stuff. Do you know what though? Aesop is a more expensive brand. This bottle here was 50 quid, but you get 100 millilitres, which for a high-end serum, that's not half bad. If you want to take, say, like the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery, for 30 millilitres, that's about 30 quid. So that is if you make it the same size, that's like double the price of what this would be. So although it's like an initial expense, it's worth it. And also what I will say about this one, when you put it on your skin, it was a little bit like tacky, which when I like read reviews about it and stuff, that's what people sort of like highlighted, and they're like, well, why is my skin tacky? That's not great. But if you layered it with like either like a moisturiser or sort of like a more creamy product like this, or like the Effaclar Duo, they just worked so well together, and they worked like amazingly. As I said, at the moment I'm really into like sort of like The Ordinary and Glossier and trying out those skincare brands, and I'm really enjoying them, but sort of I would happily go back to these, and I would happily repurchase them. At the moment, as I said, I'm trying different stuff, but these were not bad at all. At all. I loved using them together. I've got another Kat Von D tattoo liner. I told you I love it. I love it. I've got it on today, if you're wondering what eyeliner I've got on. If you're ever wondering any time what black eyeliner I've got on, it's that. I've got another makeup bit. This is from Bobbi Brown. Yeah, so this is in Porcelain Abyss. This is their corrector. I use this for under my eyes, and it is really nice, but it's quite thick, so you need to work quite quickly so it doesn't like crease under your eyes, but it does stick around for a long time. And these pots, although quite small and compact, do last a really long time as well, so I would recommend them. I haven't used that in ages. Like, I'm really getting to the bottom of stuff which I have not used in a minute. Here I have some face wipes which just dried up. I didn't finish them. These are by Yes To. This is their Yes To Cucumbers ones. Like, I can feel that they're dry in them. I really don't use wet wipes all that often, to be honest, or like facial wipes or whatever. The only time I really use them is like when I'm travelling, or like say if you're like camping or what have you. Although you could easily still take like a micellar water and some pads, but they're sort of like really good for when you're like travelling. I like particularly like eye ones. I haven't got any eye ones in here. These are alright. They were okay, they did the job, but as I said, I'm not a massive fan of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I have a mascara here. This is Benefit's Roller Lash. I really do like this mascara. Do you know what? I'm coming to the end of another tube of it actually at the moment, and I'm not falling out of love with it. I feel like I need a new mascara recommendation. So if you have a mascara that you're loving, please leave it down below. Like, this is like the type of mascara I like, but I'm happy with like voluminous, clumpy lashes. The more lash, the better. I'm up for it. I don't care if they look like spiders. Let me know. Yeah, I'm definitely more volume than length. I really want to try that new L'Oreal one, but yeah, this one's actually really nice, but it is like 18 quid, so I don't know if I'll repurchase it again after I finish this one, but I know it's something that I can go back to. I have a lip scrub here. Oh no, I have gotten through quite a bit of it, but it's out of date now. This is by Lush. This is the Mint Juleps one. Really nice, really simple, and really not that expensive either. So if you want like a lip scrub, these are good ones. They have like a whole different range, and they're really natural because it's Lush. Yeah, I like this one, but obviously not enough to go through it, but it's like you get quite a lot of products, so I think that's to do with it. I've got a mini dry texturizing spray by Ouai. Goodbye, my lover. Yeah, this is really nice. I also had the Après Beach spray as well. Hello. Which are kind of similar, but I don't know which one I prefer. The Après Beach is like a little bit more refined. This is a little bit more gritty, so depending what you want. But also these are mega expensive as well, so although they are really nice. The only issue with like these type of spray products is you just go through them so quickly, and I just find it really hard. I really want to use, I'm like coming to the end of a L'Oreal Professional mousse, and I still want to get the Beach Mousse by Ouai. I've been saying it for years. Do you know what? I'm going to commit. After I finish the L'Oreal one, I'm going to get the Beach one. But yeah, this is nice though. Speaking of Ouai, I have their Gold Lust oil. This is really nice, and actually, I have actually got a little bit left in there. Shall we? It smells really nice, and it is really nice. It's like one of the more like lighter oils, but that being said, it's expensive. But I didn't go through it super quickly. It was in my collection for a while. Oh, now my head's a bit oily. Oh well, obviously, because I just put oil in it. I wouldn't like not recommend it. It is nice, but it's not necessary. Like, other oils in your hair can do the same thing. It's not like special. It's nice and it'll last you a long time, but it's not all that in a bag of chips. What else we got in here? Oh, we've got a product from Kiehl's. This is the Darkly Corrective Dark Spot Corrector. Sorry, Dark Spot Solution by Kiehl's. This I really liked. So the issue I have with spots, I mean, A, is just having the spot in general, but also the older I get, the more the hyperpigmentation like lingers on my face. So I went through a whole bottle of this to sort of like combat that, and I feel like it really did. I don't feel like I needed to repurchase it, so I feel like it did its job. and I feel like if I had that again where sort of like spots weren't fading on my face, I would repurchase this, use a bottle of this, and then my skin would sort of be back to how I want it. So I really liked it. I don't think this is the type of product that you need to have in your collection all the time, but obviously if your skin's going through a moment, this is good for hyperpigmentation. It does what it says on the tin, so would recommend that. I have in here 2 clips by Trevor Sorbie. These I wanted to include. I know why I kept these. These are sort of like the hair clips that sort of do this. I know that Boots do their own version now, whereas when I bought these, you could only sort of get like these ones. And I know Sephora do these clips as well. If you have a lot of hair and if you have long hair, these are fantastic for sectioning off your hair or popping your hair up if you're like doing your makeup or whatever, or like clipping your fringe if you've got a fringe out of the way. These are just really versatile clips, and I think they're better than the sort of like more smaller hairdressers clips. Obviously they are smaller, but this, yeah, it holds more hair. They're more versatile. Would 100% recommend these. Obviously I put too much hair in them and they broke, but they are really good. I've got a fragrance here. This is Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. It's funny, when I first met my boyfriend, this is the sort of fragrance I was using, and now I've run out. So I'm sort of like using up other ones. And I very rarely repurchase fragrances because I'm one of those people that I definitely feel like scent sort of attaches itself to memories. That's like a whole thing that I can get behind, and I rarely repurchase scents. A, because there's like so many beautiful ones, but also because it reminds me of a time in my life or like a trip. I love buying fragrances sort of like whilst I'm away or like in the airport, because it sort of reminds you of that trip and that time in your life. Whereas I am tempted to repurchase this because I still feel like I'm in this time in my life. Yeah, I might repurchase it. But yeah, it's also a great fragrance. I mean, fragrances, go smell them if you like them. I don't know what the notes are. I prefer this to the normal Opium, but yeah, this is really nice. I have 2 makeup bits left. First off, I have a Maybelline Instant Rewind Anti-Age Razor Eye. You've seen these around before. I really like this. This is in the shade Light. What I really like about this, the applicator, although potentially unhygienic, it just distributes the right amount of product underneath your eyes, and it is just really good at combating, you know, dark circles under your eyes, which I have. And then I also have a mascara. I believe this mascara has been discontinued, which makes me sad. This is the L'Oreal Miss Manga Punky mascara. Love this mascara. This one here, the packaging like is broken. I don't know if you can see sort of like the suction bit which keeps the like takes most of the mascara off is broken on mine. So I want to see, I know they've brought out another one which I think is supposed to be like Roller Lash but L'Oreal, so I'm definitely tempted to try that out and sort of mirror the two. But if you have the Punky one available still near you, I'm pretty sure they have discontinued it though. It's phenomenal. If you sort of like go for the eye makeup that I do, this is a really great mascara and it doesn't like smudge or anything gross. Anyway, that is absolutely everything. A round of applause if you managed to sit through all of this. If you want to subscribe, please do. If you want to also see any other Empties videos and literally see every single beauty product I've used up for like the past 2 years, that is available to you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I shall see you soon. Bye!